And in the wilderness where you saw how the Lord God carried you as a man carries his son, all the way that you went until you came to this place. I love that image. As a father carries his son. One of my memories in the States is my dad is an avid San Francisco Giants fan. Go Giants. I was inherited into that. See, that was, okay, that's one. But one of the memories I have of itineration is he would try to sneak in a few games when we were home itinerating. We'd try to get a few tickets back in the Candlestick days. And many times I would fall asleep on the way home in the car. You get out late and you're kind of waking up, you're kind of groggy. And I remember Dad would pick me up and carry me out of the car. And there's that place right between your father's chin and his shoulder that you rub on his whiskers and smell his aftershave. That's a great place to be. It's a great place to be. And that imagery is what he's saying here. He says, remember how I carried you? As a father carries his son. He didn't say, come on, what's wrong with you, kid? No. As a father tenderly carries his son, I carried you. I was there. I carried you. Obedience is all he asks. And finally, I've discovered that the poor don't need me. I need the poor. This was a revelation for me about 2 years ago. I kind of had this thing where we're there to help the poor, and we're in a third world country. I'm sort of American. We're kind of helping them, giving them a handout or hand up. It's kind of true, but the more I get into this, the more I realize that Jesus was not messing when he said, "Blessed are the poor, but theirs is the kingdom." Well, that's alliteration, isn't it? I mean, it's only poor in spirit. It is poor in spirit, but it's also poor. James 2 says this, has God not chosen the poor of this world to be rich in faith? Has God not chosen the poor in this world to be rich in faith? In other words, he's given another measure of faith among the poor that he hasn't given to the rich of this world? That's what he's saying? Yeah. This for me was paradigm shifting. I thought, well, I'll just kind of put up with the poor, And God's like, no, you got it all backwards. You're learning from them. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to every rule, I know. He says, and heirs to the kingdom which he promised those who love him. But I've discovered 2 Corinthians 9:9 says, he has scattered his gifts among the poor. Some people are poor because of their choices. Some people are poor just because that was their lot in life. And they're doing everything they can, and they're doing their best. And he says, I have scattered gifts among them. Among that poor kid that I can't see beyond his dirty face, yeah, there is a gift in him. What disguise is Jesus wearing in the present season of your life? It's about walking in your identity. It's about receiving your inheritance. And then it's about possessing. And I close with this. Are you walking in your identity? This is one of the most fatherless generations that's ever existed on this planet. People that have grown up without fathers or a dysfunctional father. And our greatest need is to know that we are loved sons and daughters. And that's huge. That's huge. And stay as long as you need to be in that faith till you get it. You don't ever leave that, but you have to get it. That you're a loved son and daughter. But then realize that he has an inheritance for you. He has stuff he wants to give you. Stuff that's going to last, that's beyond a house, that's beyond a car, that's beyond education. Stuff that doesn't die. Incorruptible, immortal, not immortal. He has stuff for you, he has things for you. And finally, possess. What's keeping you from possessing? What's keeping you from possessing? Fear? You hear all in Deuteronomy, don't fear, have courage. Rebuke the great chicken spirit over your life. Don't fear, don't fear. Don't be discouraged, because it is discouraging. That gap is discouraging.